11 men went into the Obuasi gold mines in 1873. Only their bones came out. The killer didn't use a gun, didn't use a knife. He used a cooking pot. And for 8 months, nobody knew they were being eaten alive by one of their own. This is Ancient Crime Story. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because what I'm about to tell you is the darkest secret in Ghana's mining history. A secret the old people still whisper about in Obuasi. This is the story of Ato the Cannibal, and I warn you, it gets very, very dark. The year is 1873. The place is Obuasi in the Ashanti region of Ghana. Gold fever has gripped the area. Hundreds of men pour into the mines every day, desperate to get rich. The work is brutal, dangerous. Men die in cave-ins. Men die from exhaustion. Men die from disease. Death in the gold mines is normal, expected. But something else is happening in the south shaft of the main mine. Something nobody notices at first. Workers are vanishing. It starts with a man named Kofi, a digger, 30 years old, no family. He goes into the south shaft one morning, never comes out. His tools are found abandoned near a collapsed section. Everyone assumes he died in a cave-in. His body was probably buried under tons of rock. It happens. 3 weeks later, another man disappears. Then another, then another. Over 8 months, 11 men vanish from the south shaft. All of them are workers with no families, no wives, no children, nobody to ask questions, nobody to demand investigations. The mine supervisors don't care. Workers are replaceable. If a man disappears, 10 more are waiting to take his job. But one supervisor, a sharp-eyed man named Kwabena, starts noticing a pattern. All 11 missing men were last seen heading toward the south shaft. All 11 worked alone. All 11 disappeared on days when only one other miner was working that section. A man named Ato. Kwabena decides to investigate quietly. He doesn't trust the British colonial authorities who run the mines. They don't care about African workers, and he doesn't want to alert whoever might be responsible. He assembles a small team, 5 trusted men. They wait until nightfall when the mines are empty. They enter the south shaft with torches and machetes. The shaft goes deep into the earth, dark, cold. The walls press in from all sides. Water drips from the ceiling. The air smells like wet earth and something else, something rotten. They search for 2 hours, finding nothing unusual, just abandoned equipment, broken support beams, the usual debris of mining work. Then, one of the men notices something.
It has to be. Careful, it could be a trap. We have to see.
They start removing the rocks. Behind them is a hollow space, a hidden chamber carved into the mine wall. Kwabena raises his torch and steps inside. What he sees will haunt him for the rest of his life. The chamber is about the size of a small room. In the center is a makeshift fireplace built from stones. Beside it, a large iron cooking pot, the kind used for preparing fufu or soup. But this pot doesn't smell like food. Around the chamber are personal items. A worker's hat, a boot, a shirt, tools, all belonging to different men. And in the corner, partially covered with rocks, are bones. Human bones, skulls, ribs, leg bones. Some still have bits of flesh attached. Some show clear-cut marks from a blade, butchering marks. One of Kwabena's men vomits. Another runs out of the chamber screaming. Kwabena reports what they found to the mine authorities. The British officials are horrified. They order an immediate investigation. The question is simple. Who has access to the south shaft? Who works there regularly? The answer is even simpler. Ato. Ato is 38 years old. Been working the Obuasi mines for 5 years. Keeps to himself. Rarely talks to other workers. Very strong, despite being thin. Some workers say he barely eats during meal breaks. When authorities search Ato's living quarters, they find something disturbing. Strips of dried meat hanging from the ceiling. Ato claims it's bushmeat, antelope, grass cutter, smoked for preservation. But one of the investigators, a man who has hunted his entire life, examines the meat closely. The texture is wrong. The color is wrong. The smell is wrong. He takes a small piece, chews it, His face goes pale.
This is human flesh!
This is not animal meat. This is human
You're
flesh.
under arrest!
They arrest Atto immediately. He doesn't resist, doesn't run, just looks at them with calm, empty eyes. He's taken to the traditional council for interrogation. In 1873, serious crimes in Ashanti territory are handled by traditional authorities. The interrogation happens in a sacred grove outside Obuasi. Atto is tied to a post. The Okamfo performs rituals, burning herbs, chanting prayers, invoking the ancestors and the gods to force truth from the accused. In traditional Ashanti justice, it's believed that the guilty cannot lie in the presence of the gods. Their spirits will compel confession. At first, Atto says nothing, just stares. Then the Okamfo brings out the oath, a mixture of herbs and substances blessed by the gods. If you drink the oath and lie, the gods will kill you within 7 days. Painfully, Atto drinks the oath without hesitation. Then he speaks, and what he says freezes everyone's blood. Yes, I killed them, all of them, 11 men. I killed them in the mines. I butchered them. I cooked them. I ate them. The crowd erupts in horror and rage. People scream. Some try to rush forward to kill Atto on the spot. The guards hold them back. The chief demands to know why. Why would a man do this? Atto's answer is even more terrifying. The spirit in the mines told me to. There's an ancient spirit that lives deep in the gold veins. It spoke to me 2 years ago. It said if I offer it human flesh, it will show me where the richest gold is hidden. The spirit kept its promise, so I kept mine. The investigators checked the records. It's true. Atto has been incredibly successful. He's found gold deposits that shouldn't exist in the areas he was working. Deposits that professional geologists missed. Was it luck, skill, or something darker? Atto continues talking. He describes in horrifying detail how he chose his victims. Always men with no families. Men nobody would miss.
Your crime before the village. Forgive
The
me.
traditional
I took the
council
grain.
reaches
I
a
was
verdict
desperate.
quickly. Death by burning. The most severe punishment in Ashanti justice, reserved for the worst criminals and those who practice evil magic. But the British colonial authorities intervene. They want a public trial in their court system. They want this case documented. They want Atto imprisoned in their jail until the trial. This is a mistake. Atto is moved to the colonial jail in Kumasi. The jail is poorly guarded, and Atto has been secretly hiding gold in his quarters for years. He's rich. 3 nights before his trial, Atto escapes. Some say he bribed the guards with gold. Others say the spirit helped him. The cell door was found unlocked. The guards were found asleep at their posts. No sign of violence. No sign of struggle. Atto vanishes into the forest. Despite massive searches, he's never found. For years after Atto's escape, miners in Obuasi report strange sightings. A wild man living in the forests around the mines, moving on all 4s like an animal. Eyes that glow in the dark. Some claim to hear screaming in the forest at night. Some find strange bones arranged in patterns near the old south shaft. The south shaft itself is sealed permanently. No miner will work there. They say the spirit still lives in those tunnels. Still hungry. Still waiting. To this day, old people in Obuasi warn their children, never go into the forest alone. Never follow strangers into dark places. And never, ever trust a man who works the mines alone, because the cannibal of Obuasi might still be watching, still waiting, still hungry. This is Ancient Crime Story. If this chilled your blood, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Until next time, stay safe and remember, sometimes the monsters are real.